for the great desire I had to see fair Padua, nursery of the arts. I am arrived for fruitful Lombardy, the pleasant garden of great Italy, and by my father's love and leave am armed with his goodwill and thy good company, my trusty servant, well approved in all. Here let us breathe and happily institute a course of learning and ingenious studies. Virtue and that part of philosophy will I apply that treats of happiness, by virtue specially to be achieved. Tell me thy mind, for I have Pisa left and am to Padua come, as he that leaves a shallow plash to plunge him in the deep, and with satiety seeks to quench his thirst.
Mi perdonato, gentle master mine. I am in all affected, as yourself, glad that you continue your resolve to suck the sweets of sweet philosophy. Only, good master, while we do admire this virtue and this moral discipline, let us be no Stoics nor no stocks, I pray. No profit grows where no pleasure is taken. In brief, sir, study what you most affect.
Gramercies, Tranio, well dost thou advise. If Biondello thou were to shore, we could at once put ourselves in readiness and take a lodging fit to entertain such friends as time in Padua shall beget. But stay a while. What company is this?
Oh, master, some show to welcome us to town.
Importune me no further, gentlemen, for how firmly I am resolved, you know, that is not to bestow my younger daughter before I have a husband for the elder. If either of you both love Caterina, for I know you well and love you well, leave shall you have to court her at your pleasure.
I would as lief take her dowry with this condition as be whipped at the High Cross every morning.
Well, faith, as you say, there's small choice in rotten apples. But come, since this bar law makes us friends, we shall be so far forth friendly and maintained all. By helping Batista's eldest daughter to a husband, we set his youngest free for a husband, and then have taught afresh. Sweet Bianca, happy man be his dole. He that runs fastest gets the ring. What say you, Signor Gremio?
I am agreed, and would that I had given him the finest horse in Padua to begin his wooing, that would thoroughly woo her, wed her, and bed her, yes, and rid the house of her. Come on.
I pray, sir, is it possible that love should of a sudden take such hold?
Oh, Tranio, until I found it to be true, I never thought it possible or likely. But see, while idly I stood looking on, I found the effect of love in idleness, and now in plainness do confess to thee that art to me as secret and as dear as Anna to the Queen of Carthage was. Tranio, I burn, I pine, I perish, Tranio, if I achieve not this young, modest girl. Counsel me, Tranio, for I know thou canst. Assist me, Tranio, for I know thou wilt.
Master, it is no time to chide you now. Affection is not raided from the heart. If love hath touched you, naught remains but so. Redime te captum quam queas minimo.
Gramercies, lad, go forward. This contents, for your counsels sound.
Master, perhaps you looked so longly at the maid, you marked not what's the pith of all.
Oh, yes, I saw sweet beauty in her face, such as the daughter of Agenor had, that made great Jove to humble him to her hand, when with his knees he kissed the Cretan strand.
Saw you no more? Marked you not how her sister began to scold and raise up such a storm that mortal ears might hardly endure the din?
I saw her coral lips to move, and with her breath she did perfume the air. Sacred and sweet was all I saw in her.
Nay then, 'tis time to stir him from his trance. Awake, sir! If you love the maid, bend thoughts and wits to achieve her. Thus it stands. Her elder sister is so curly rids his hands of her, your love must remain a maid at home. Therefore has he closely mewed her up, because she will not be annoyed with suitors.
Ah, Tranio, what a cruel father's he! But art thou not advised he took some care to get her cunning schoolmasters to instruct her?
Aye, marry am I, sir, and now 'tis plot.
I have it, Tranio.
Master, by my hand, both our inventions meet and jump as one.
Tell me thine first.
You shall be schoolmaster, and undertake the teaching of the maid. That's your device.
It is. May it be done?
Not possible. For who shall bear your part, and be in Padua, Vincenzio's son? Keep house, ply his books, welcome his friends, visit his countrymen, and banquet.
Basta content thee, I have it full. We have not yet been seen in any house, nor can we lie distinguished by our faces for man or master. Then it follows thus. Thou shalt be master, Tranio, in my stead. Keep house and port and servants as I should. Tranio, at once, uncase thee. Take my colored hat and cloak. When Biendello comes, he waits on thee. But I will charm him first, to keep his tongue.
So had you need. Sit as your pleasure is, and I am tied to be obedient. For so your father charged me at our party. Be serviceable to my son, quoth he. Though I think 'twere in another sense. I am content to be Lucentia, for so well I love Lucentia.
Tranio, be so, because Lucentio loves, and let me be a slave to achieve that maid whose sudden sight hath thralled my wounded eye. Here comes the rogue. Sirrah, where have you been?
Where have I been? Nay, how now? Where are you? Ha! Master, has my fellow Tranio stolen your clothes? Or you stolen his? Or both? Pray, what's the news?
Sirrah, come hither. 'Tis no time to jest, and therefore frame your manners to the time. Your fellow Tranio here, to save my life, puts my apparel and my countenance on, while I for my escape put on his. For in a quarrel since I came ashore, I killed a man, and fear I was descried. Wait you on him, I charge you as becomes, while I make way from hence to save my life, and not a jot of Tranio in your mouth. Tranio is changed into Lucencio.
The better for him. Would I were so too.
Verona, for a while I take my leave, to see my friends in Padua, but of all, my best beloved and approved friend, Hortensio. And I trow, this is his house. Here, Sirrah Grumio, look, I say.
Knock who, sir?
Villain, I say, knock me here, soundly. What? Villain, I say, knock me at this gate! See, I say, know your role. Do you know your role?
Yes, master. Yes.
Okay. No. To an end with this knavery.
No. Ah! Mama!
Such wind as scatters young men through the world, to seek their fortunes farther than at home, where small experience grows. But in a few, Senor Hortensio, Antonio, my father, is deceased. And I have thrust myself into this maze, happily to wive and thrive, as best as I may. Crowns in my purse I have, and goods at home, and so am come abroad to see the world.
Well, Petruchio, shall I then come roundly to thee, and wish thee to a shrewd, ill-favored wife? Thou think me but a little for my counsel, and yet I promise she shall be rich, and very rich. But thou's too much my friend, and I will not wish thee to her.
Senor Hortensio, twixt such friends as we, few words suffice. And therefore, if you know one rich enough to be Petruchio's wife, as wealth is burden of my wooing dance, be she as foul as was Florentia's love, as old as Sybil, and as cursed and shrewd as Socrates sang Thippi. Or worse, she moves me not, or not at least removes affection's edge in me. Were she as rough as were the swelling Adriatic seas, I come to wife it wealthily in Padua. If wealthily, then happily in Padua.
Nay, look yourself. He tells you flatly what his mind is.
Why give him gold enough and marry him to a puppet, or an aglet baby, or an old trot with near a tooling on her head? Thou she have as many diseases as 250 horses. Why nothing comes amiss, so money comes widow.
Well, Petruchio, since we have stepped thus far in, I will continue that I broached in jest. I can, Petruchio, help thee to a wife, with wealth enough, and youth and beauteous, brought up as best becomes a gentlewoman. Her only fault, and that is faults enough, is that she is intolerable cursed, and shrewd and froward, so beyond all measure, that if my state were far worser than it is, I would not wed her for a mine of gold.
Hortensio, peace. Thou knowst not gold's effect. Tell me her father's name, and 'tis enough, for I will board her, as though she chide as loud as thunder, when the clouds in autumn crack.
Her father is Battista Manola, an affable and courteous gentleman. Her name is Caterina Manola, renowned in Padua for her scolding tongue.
I know her father, though I know not her, and he knew my deceased father well. I will not sleep, Hortensio, till I see her. And therefore, let me be thus bold with you to give you over at this first encounter, unless you will accompany me thither.
Oh, I pray you, sir. Let him go while the humor lasts. Oh, my word. If she knew him as well as I do, she would think scolding would do little good upon him. She may perhaps call him half a score knaves or so. And that's nothing. He'll begin once. He'll rail in his rope tricks. And I'll tell you what, sir. She'll stand him but a little. He will throw a figure in her face, so to disfigure her with it, that she shall have no more eyes to see, whither than a cat. Ah! You know him not, sir.
Tarry, Petruchio, I must go with thee. For in Battista's keep my treasure is. He hath the jewel of my life in hold, his youngest daughter, beautiful Bianca. And she withholds from me another more. Therefore this order hath Battista taken, that none shall have access unto Bianca until Caterina the Cursed have got a husband.
Caterina the Cursed? A title for a mate of all titles, the worst.
Now, Petruchio, do me grace, and offer me, disguised in sober robes, to old Battista as a schoolmaster, well seen in music, to instruct Bianca, that so I may, by this device, at least have leave and leisure to make love to her and unsuspected court her by herself.
Here's no knavery. See to beguile the old folks, like the young folks lay their heads together. Hey, master. Look who's here, huh?
Peace, Grumio, 'tis the rival of my love. Petruchio, stand by a while.
Oh, a proper stripling and an amorous.
Oh, very well, I have perused the note. Hark you, sir, all books of love. See that at any hand, and see you read no other lecture to her. You understand me? And over and above Baptista's liberality, I will mend it with a largesse. Take her papers too, and let me have them very fairly perfumed, for she is sweeter than perfume itself to whom they go. What will you read her?
Whate'er I read to her, I'll plead for you, as for my patron, stand you so assured. Yea, and perhaps with more successful words than you, unless you are a scholar, sir.
This learning, what a thing it is.
Oh, this woodcock, what an ass it is.
Distra.
Grumio, mum. God save you, Signor Grumio.
Ah, Signor Hortensio, you are well met. Show you whither I am going. I am going to Signor Baptista Minola. I promised to inquire carefully about her schoolmaster for the fair Bianca. And, by good fortune, I have lighted well on this young man. Well read in poetry and other books. Good ones, I warrant you.
Well, 'tis well. And I have met a gentleman who hath promised me to help me to another, a fine musician to instruct our mistress. So shall I no whit be behind in duty to fair Bianca, so beloved of me.
So beloved of me, and that my deed shall prove.
And that his back shall prove.
Remio, 'tis no time to vent our love. Listen to me, and if you speak me fair, I'll tell you news indifferent, good for either. Here is a gentleman, whom by chance I met, that upon agreement from us to his liking, will undertake to woo cursed Katerina.
Yes!
Yea, marry her, if her dowry please.
So said. So done is well. Hortensio, have you told him all her faults?
I know she's an irksome brawling skulls. If that be all, masters, I hear no harm.
No, sayest me so, friend? What countryman?
Born in Verona. Old Antonio's son. My father dead. My fortune lives for me, and I do hope good days and long to see.
Ah, sir, such a life with such a wife was strange. But if you have a stomach, to it in God's name, and you shall have me assisting you in all. But will you woo this wild cat?
Will I live?
Will he were? Aye, or I hang her.
Why came I hither but with that intent? Think you a little din can daunt my ear? Have I not in my time have heard lions roar? Have I not heard the sea puffed up with wind, rage like an angry boar, chafed with sweat? Have I not heard great ordnance in the field, and heaven's artillery thunder in the skies? And have I not, in a pitched battle, heard loud laurels, neighing steeds, and trumpets clang? And do you tell me of a woman's tongue that gives not half so great a blow to hear as will a chestnut in a farmer's fire? Tush, tush, fear boys with bucks.
For he fears none.
Hortensio, hark. This gentleman is happily arrived, my mind presumes, for his own good and ours.
Well, I did promise that we would bear his charging of wooing whatsoever.
And so we will, provided he win her.
I would I were as sure of a good dinner.
Gentlemen, God save you. If I may be bold, tell me, I beseech you, which is the readiest way to the house of Senor Baptista Manola?
He that has the 2 fair daughters? Is he, you mean?
Even he, Biondello?
Hark you, sir, you mean not she to whom...
Perhaps him and her, what have you to do?
Not her that chides, sir, in any hand, I pray.
I love no chiders, sir. Biondello, let's away.
Well begun, Tranio.
Sir, a word ere you go. Are you a suitor to the maid you talk of, yea or no?
And if I be, sir, is it any offence?
Not if without more words you will get you hence.
Why, sir, are not the streets as free for me as they are for you?
But so is not she.
For what reason, I beseech you?
For this reason, if you will know, that she is the choice love of Signor Gremio.
That she is the chosen of Signor Hortensio.
Softly, my master. If you be gentlemen, do me this right. Hear me with patience. Baptista is a noble gentleman, to whom my father is not all unknown. And were his daughter fairer than she is, she may more suitors have, and me for one. Fair Lita's daughter had 1,000 wooers. Well then, one more shall fair Bianca have. Lucentio shall make one, though Paris came in hopes to speed alone.
This gentleman will out-talk us all.
Sir, give him head. I know he'll prove a jade.
Hortensio, to what end are all these words?
Sir, may I be so bold as ask you, did you yet ever see Baptista's daughter?
No, sir, but here I do that he hath 2. The one is famous for a scolding tongue, as is the other for beauteous modesty.
Sir, the first for me. Let her go by. And understand this of me in sooth. The youngest daughter whom you hearken for. Her father keeps from all access of suitors, and will not promise her to any man until the elder sister first be wed. The younger then is free, and not before.
Well then, you are the man must stead us all, and me amongst the rest. If you do this, achieve this feat. Achieve the elder, set the younger free. For our access, whose hap shall be to have her, shall not so graceless as to be ingrate.
Sir, you say well, and well you do conceive. And since you do profess to be a suitor, you must, as we do, gratify this gentleman, to whom we all rest, generally beholding.
Sir, I shall not be slack. In sign whereof, please ye, we may contrive this afternoon to quaff carouses to our mistress's health, and do as adversaries do in law. Strive mightily, but eat and drink as friends.
Tell whom thou lovest best. See thou dissemble not.
Believe me, sister, of all the men alive, I have never yet beheld that special face which I could fancy more than any other.
Minion, thou liest. It's not Hortensio.
If you affect him, sister, here I swear I'll plead for you myself. But you shall have him.
Belike you fancy riches more. Well, you shall have Gremio to keep you fair.
Ah! Is it for him you envy me so? Nay, then you jest. And now I will perceive you have been jesting with me all this while. I pray thee, sister, untie my hands. Ah!
Oh, if that be jest, then all the rest were so.
Why, Now, dame, whence grows this insolence? Bianca, stand aside. Poor girl, she weeps. Meddle not with her. Go ply thy needle. Thou helding of a devilish spirit, why dost thou wrong her that did ne'er wrong thee? When did she e'er speak a bitter word against thee?
Oh, her silence flouts me, but I'll be revenged!
Not in my sight! Bianca, get thee in.
What?
Oh.
Will you not suffer me? Nay, now I see. She is your treasure. She must have a husband, and I must dance barefoot on her wedding day, and for your love lead apes in hell. Now talk not to me. I will go sit and weep till I can find occasion of revenge.
Oh, was there a gentleman thus grieved as I? Who comes here?
Good morrow, neighbour Baptista.
Good morrow, neighbour Gremio. God save you, gentlemen.
And you, good sir. Pray, have you not a daughter called Katharina, fair and virtuous?
I have a daughter called Katerina.
I'm a gentleman of Verona, sir, that hearing of her beauty and her wit, her affability and bashful modesty, her wondrous qualities and mild behaviour, am bold enough to show myself a guest within your house, to make mine eye the witness of that report which I so oft have heard. And for an entrance to my entertainment, I do present you with a man of mine, cunning in music and the mathematics, to instruct her fully in those sciences, whereof I know she is not ignorant, except of him, or else you do me wrong. His name is Licio, born in Mantua.
You are welcome, sir, and he for your sake. But for my daughter Katerina, this I know, she is not for your turn, the more my grief.
I see you do not mean to part with her, or else you like not of my company.
Pardon me, sir, I speak as I find. She is,
Whence are you, sir?
Whence are you, sir? What may I call your name?
Petruchio is my name, Antonio's son, a man well known throughout all Italy.
I know him well, sir. You are welcome for his sake.
Petruchio, saving your tale, I pray. You are marvellous forward.
Pardon me.
Pardon me, Senor Gremio. I would fain be doing.
Fain. I doubt it not, sir. But
Curse. You will curse your wooing.
You will curse your wooing. And now, neighbour, this is a gift very grateful, I am sure of it. And to express the like kindliness myself, who am more kindly beholding to you than any, I present this young scholar that has been long studying in Reims, and more cunning than the other in Greek, Latin, and other languages. His name is Cambio. Pray, accept his service.
1,000 thanks, Senor Gremio. Welcome, good Cambio. But, pardon me, sir, methinks you walk like a stranger. May I ask the reason of your coming?
Pardon me, sir. The boldness is mine own. That being a stranger in this city here, do make myself, Lucentio, a suitor to your daughter, and to Bianca, fair and virtuous, and towards the education of your daughters, I here bestow this simple instrument. This simple instrument. And this small packet of Greek and Latin books. If you accept them, then their worth is great.
Lucentio is your name. Of whence, I pray?
Of Pisa, sir. son to Vincencio.
Vincencio, mighty man of Pisa, by report I know him well. You are welcome, sir. Take your lute and your set of books. You shall go and meet your pupils presently. Hola, within! Take these gentlemen to my daughters and tell them these are their tutors. Bid them use them well. You and I will take a walk in the orchard, and then to dinner. You are passing welcome, sir. Oh, and so I pray you all to think yourselves.
Senor Baptista, my business asketh haste, and every day I cannot come to woo. You knew my father well, and in him me, left solely heir to all his lands and goods, which I have bettered rather than decreased. So tell me, if I get your daughter's love, what dowry shall I get with her to wife?
Well, upon my death, the half of my lands, and in possession, 20,000 crowns.
Ah, and for that dowry, I'll assure her of her widowhood, be it she survive me, in all my lands and leases whatsoever. Let specialties be therefore drawn between us. May covenants be kept on either hand.
When the special thing is well obtained, that is her love. For that is all in all.
For I tell you, father, that is nothing. I am as peremptory as she proud-minded, and where two raging fires meet together, they do consume the thing that feeds their fury. Though little fire grows great with little wind, yet extreme gusts blow out fire and all. So I to her, so she yields to me, because I am rough and woo not like a babe.
Well may you woo, sir, and happily be thy speed, but be thou armed for some unhappy words.
Aye, to the proof as mountains are for winds, that shake not, though they blow perpetually.
Oh, now, sir, why dost thou look so pale?
For fear, I promise you, if I look pale.
Will my daughter prove a good musician?
No, I think she'll sooner prove a soldier. Irons may hold her, but never lutes.
Why, thou canst not break her to the lute.
Why, no, for she has broken the lute to me. I did but tell her she mistook her frets.
Oh, by the world, it is a lusty wench. I love her 10 times more than ever I did. Oh, how I long to have some chat with her.
Well, go with me, and be not so discomfited. Proceed in practice with my younger daughter, for she is apt to learn and thankful of a good turn. Will you go with us, or shall I send my daughter Kate to you?
I pray you do. I will attend her here, and woo her with some spirit when she comes. Say that she rail. Why then, I will tell her plain, she sings as sweetly as a nightingale. Say that she frown. I will say, she looks as clear as morning roses, newly washed with dew. Say she be mute, and will not speak a word. Then I will commend her volubility, and say she uttereth piercing eloquence. If she do bid me pack, I will give her thanks, as though she bid me stay by her a week. If she deny to wed, I will crave the day when I shall ask the banns and when be married. But here she comes, and now, Petruchio, speak. Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear.
Well have you heard, but something hard of hearing. They call me Katerina that do speak of me.
You lie, in faith, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed, but Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate, for dainties are all Kates, and therefore, Kate, take this of me, Kate of my consolation, hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtue spoke of, and by beauty sounded, yet not so deeply as to thee belongs. Myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
In good time. Let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first you were immovable.
Why? What's immovable?
A joined stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if me you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should burst.
Well ta'en and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
Aye, for a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Come, you wasp, I faith you're too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it up.
Aye, if a fool could find it where it lies.
Who does not know where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails. And so, farewell.
What? With my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate. I'm a gentleman.
That I'll try.
I cuff you next time.
Oh, if you strike me, so may you lose your arms. You're no gentleman.
A herald, Kate. Oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crest? A cock's comb?
Accomplice cock, so Kate can be my hen.
No cock of mine. You crow too like a craven.
Nay, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why? There's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
Oh, there is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
You mean my face?
Well aimed at such a young one.
Now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, Kate, in sooth you skate not so.
Oh, I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find you passing gentle. Was told me you were rough and coy and sullen, and now I find report a very liar. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, but slow in speech. Yet sweet as springtime flowers. Thou canst not frown, thou canst not look askance, nor bite the lip. Ah! As angry wenches will. Nor hast thou pleasure to be cross in talk. But with mildness entertains thy wooers, with gentle conference, soft and affable. Ah! How wide does the world report that Kate doth limp? O slanderous world! Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender, and as brown in hue as hazelnuts, and sweeter than the curnuts. Oh, let me see thee walk. Thou dost not halt.
Go, fool, and whom thou keepst command.
Did ever Diane overcome a grove? As Kate this chamber with her princely gait? Or be thou, Diane, and let her be Kate, and let Kate be chaste, and Diane sportful.
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, so I mean, sweet Katharina, in thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, thus in plain terms, your father hath consented that you shall be my wife.
What?
Your dowry agreed on, and will you, nill you, I will marry you.
Father!
Now, Kate, I am the husband for your turn. For by this light, whereby I see thy beauty that doth make me like thee well. Thou must be married to no man but me, for I am he am born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I must and will have Katharina to my wife.
Why, Senor Petruchio, how speed you with my daughter?
How but well, sir, how but well. It were impossible I should speed amiss.
How now, daughter Katharina? In your dumps?
Call you me daughter? No, I promise you have shown a tenderly fatherly regard. To see me married to one madcapped ruffian and a swearing jack who thinks with oaths to face the matter out.
Father, 'tis thus. Herself and all the world that talked of her have talked amiss of her. If she be cursed, it is for policy. For she's not froward, but modest as the dove. She's not hot, but temperate as the morn. For patience she will prove a second gristle, and Roman Lucrece for her chastity. And to conclude, we have agreed so well together that upon Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hanged on Sunday first.
Did you hear that, Petruchio? She'll see thee hanged first.
Is this your speeding? Nay then, good night our part.
Be patient, gentlemen. If she and I be pleased, what's that to you? 'Tis bargain twixt us twain, being alone, that she shall still be cursed in company. 'Tis incredible to believe how much she loves me. Oh, the kindest Kate. She hung about my neck, and kiss on kiss, she vied so fast, protesting oath on oath, that in a twink she had won me to her love. Oh, you are novices. 'Tis a world to see, how tame, when man and women are alone. A meacock wretch can make the cursed shrew. Give me thy hand, Kate. I will to Venice. Sunday comes apace. Provide the feast, father, and bid the guests. I'm sure my Katharina shall be fine.
Oh, I know not what to say. God give you joy, Petruchio. It is a match!
Oh. Amen!
We will be witnesses!
Father and wife and gentlemen, adieu. I will to Venice. Sunday comes apace. We will have rings and things and fine array. And kiss me, Kate. We will be married. Oh, Sunday! Oh!
But now, Baptista, to your younger daughter. Now is the day we long have looked for. I am your neighbour and was tutor first.
And I am the one that loves Bianca more than words can witness, or your thoughts can guess.
Content you, gentlemen. I will compound this felony. It is deeds must win the prize, and he of both who can assure my daughter the greatest dower shall have my Bianca's love. Signor Gremio, what can you assure her?
Well, first, as you know, my house in Padua is richly furnished with plate and gold, basins and ewers to lave her dainty hands, pewter and brass, and all things belonging to house and household. Then at my farm I have 100 milch-kine to the pail, 60 fat oxen, and all things answerable to this portion. Myself am struck in years. And if I die tomorrow, then all this is hers. If whilst I live, she will be only mine.
That only came well in. Sir, list to me. I am my father's heir and only son. Were I to have your daughter to my wife, I'd leave her houses 3 or 4 as good, within rich Pisa walls, as any one old Senor Gremio has in Padua. Besides, 2,000 ducats by the year of fruitful land. All this shall be her jointure. What? Have I pinched you, Senor Gremio?
2,000 ducats by the year of land. My land amounts to not so much in all. That she shall have besides an argosy, which now lies in Marseille Straits. What? Have I choked you with my argosy?
Gremio, 'tis known my father hath no less than 3 great argosies, besides 2 galleasses and 12 tight galleys. All this I will assure her, and twice as much, whatever thou offerest next.
Nay, I can offer no more. I have offered all I have, and she can have no more than all I have. If you like me, she shall have me and mine.
Why, then the maid is mine from all the world. By your firm promise, Gremio is outvide.
I must confess your offer is the best, and if your father make this assurance, the maid is yours. Thus I am resolved. On Sunday next, as you know, my daughter Caterina shall be married. Now, the Sunday following, shall Bianca be bride to you, if you this assurance, if not Senor Gremio. And so, I take my leave and thank you both.
Adieu, good neighbour.
A vengeance on your crafty withered hide. Yet I have faced it with a card of 10. 'Tis in my head to do my master good. I see no reason, but supposed Lucencio shall get a father called supposed Vincencio. And that's a wonder. Fathers do commonly get their children. But in this case of wooing, a child shall get a sire, if I fail not in my cunning.
Too forward, sir.
Well, then give me leave to have prerogative. And when in music we have spent an hour, your lecture shall have leisure for as much.
Preposterous ass, that never read so far as to know the cause why music was ordained. Was it not to refresh the mind of man after his studies or his usual pain? Then give me leave to read philosophy, and while I pause, serve in your harmony.
Sir, I will not bear these braves of thine.
Why, gentlemen, you do me double wrong. To strive for that which resteth in my choice. I am no breaching scholar of the schools, and I'll not be tied to hours nor appointed times, but learn my lessons as I please myself. And, to cut off all strife, here sit we down, and take you your instrument and play you the whiles. His lecture will be done ere you have tuned.
And you will leave his lecture when I am in tune?
That will be never. Tune your instrument.
Where left we last?
Here, madam. Hic ibit simus, hic est segiatellis, hic steterit premia regia celsa senis.
Madam, my instrument's in tune.
All but the bass.
The bass is right. 'Tis the bass knave that jars. You may go walk and give me leave a while. My lessons make no music in 3 parts.
Are you so formal, sir? Well, I must wait. and watch withal, for, but I be deceived, our fine musician groweth amorous.
Madam, before you touch the instrument, to learn the order of my fingering, I must begin with rudiments of art, to teach you gamut in a briefer sort, more pleasant, pithy, and effectual, than hath been taught by any of my trade. And there it is in writing fairly drawn.
Mistress, your father believes that you will,
Leave your books. You know tomorrow is the wedding day.
yeah, you know tomorrow is the wedding day.
Farewell, sweet masters both. I must be gone.
Faith, mistress, then I have no cause to stay.
But I have cause.
Senor Lucentio, this is the appointed day in which Caterina and Petruchio should be married. And yet we hear not from our son-in-law. What will be said? What mockery will it be to want the bridegroom when the priest attends to speak the ceremonial rites of marriage? What says Lucentio to this shame of ours?
No shame but mine. I must, forsooth, be forced to give my hand against my heart unto a mad-brained rudesby full of spleen, who wooed in haste, and means to wed at leisure. I told you he was a frantic fool, hiding his bitter jests in blunt behavior, and to be noted for a merry man. He'll woo 1,000 point the day of marriage, make feasts, invite friends, proclaim the banns, yet never means to wed where he hath wooed. Now must the world look at poor Caterina and say, lo, there's mad Petruchio's wife. If it would please him to come and marry her.
Patience, good Caterina, and Baptista too. Upon my life, Petruchio means but well, whatever fortune stays him from his word. Though he be blunt, I know him passing well. Though he be merry, yet withal he's honest.
Would Caterina never have seen him, though?
Go, girl, I cannot blame thee now to weep. For such an injury would vex a very saint, much more a shrew of thine impatient humour.
Master! Master! News! Old news! And such news you never heard of!
Is it new and old too? How can that be?
Why, Petruchio's coming in a new hat and an old jerkin, a pair of old breeches, thrice turned, a pair of boots that have been candle cases, one buckled, another laced. An old rusty sword taken out of the town armory, with a broken hilt and chapless, with 2 broken points. His horse hipped with an old mothy saddle and stirrups of no kindred. Besides possessed with the glanders and like to Mose in the chine, troubled with the lampass, infected with the fashions, full of wind gulls, sped with spadmans, rayed with yellows, past cure of the fives, stark spoiled with staggers, being on with the butts, swayed in the back and shoulder shotten, near-legged and with a half-checked bit and a headstall of sheep's leather, which hath been restrained to keep him from stumbling, hath often been burst and repaired with knots. One girth 6 times pieced, and a woman's crupper of velour, which hath 2 letters to her name, fairly set down in studs, and here and there pieced with pack thread.
Who comes with him?
Oh, sir, his lackey, for all the world, comparison like the horse, with a linen stock on one leg and a kersey boot hose on the other, gartered with the red and blue list, an old hat, and the humour of 40 fancies, pricked in for a feather, a monster, a very monster in apparel, and not like a Christian footboy or a gentleman's lackey.
'Tis some odd humour pricks him to this fashion. Yet oftentimes he goes but mean
Oh, I'm glad he's come, howsoe'er he comes.
Come, where be these gallants? Who's at home?
You are welcome, sir.
And yet I come not well.
And yet you halt not.
not so well apparelled as I wish you were.
Well, better I should rush in thus. But where's Kate? Where is my lovely bride?
Where?
Oh, that's my father. Gentles, methinks you frown. And wherefore gaze this goodly company? As if they seen some wondrous monument, some comet, or unusual prodigy.
Sir, you know this is your wedding day. First, we were sad you would not come. Now sadder that you come so unprovided. Fie, doff this habit, a shame to your estate, an eyesore to our solemn festival.
And tell us, what occasion of import hath also long detained you from your wife, and sent you hither so unlike yourself?
Tedious a word to tell, and hard to hear. Sufficeth, I have come to keep my word, though in some part I'm forced to digress, which, in more leisure, I will so excuse as you shall well be satisfied withal. But where's Kate? The morning wears, 'tis time we were at church.
See not your bride in these unreverent robes. Go to my chamber and put on clothes of mine.
Not I, believe me. Thus I'll visit her.
But thus I trust you will not marry her.
Good sooth, even thus, and therefore have done with words. To me she's married, and not unto my clothes. Could I repair what she will wear in me, as I could change these poor accoutrements? 'Twere well for Kate, but better for myself. But what a fool am I to chat with you, when I should bid good morrow to my bride, and seal the title with a lovely kiss.
He hath some meaning in this mad attire. We will convince him, be it possible, to put on better ere he goes to church.
I'll after him and see the event of this.
But to Bianca's love concerneth us to add her father's liking, which to bring to pass, as I before imparted to your worship, I am to get a man, whatever he be, it skills not much, will fit him to our turn, and he shall be Vincenzio of Pisa, and make assurance here in Padua of greater sums than I have promised. So shall you quietly enjoy your hope, and marry sweet Bianca with consent.
Were it not that my fellow schoolmaster doth watch Bianca's steps so narrowly, 'twere good, methinks, to steal our marriage, which once performed, let all the world say no. I'll keep mine own, despite all the world.
That by degrees we mean to look into, and watch our vantage in this business. We'll overreach the grey-beard Gremio, the narrow, prying father Manola, the quaint, amorous musician Lizio. All for my master's sake, Lucentio. Gremio! Came you from the church?
I will tell you Sir Licentio, when the priest should say if he should take Katrina for his bride, "Aye, in God's wounds," quoth he, and stamped and swore so loud that the priest let fall the book. And as he stooped again to pick it up, this mad-brained bridegroom took him such a cuff that down fell priest and book and priest. "Oh, say it up," quoth he, "as if any list."
What said the wench when he rose again?
Trembled and shook, for why he cursed and stamped as if the vicar meant to cozen him. Then, after many ceremonies done, he calls for wine. "Oh," quoth he, as if he were aboard ship carousing with his mates after a storm. Quaffs off the muscadel and throws all the sops in the sexton's face, having no other reason but that his beard seemed to grow thin and hungrily, and ask him sops whilst he was drinking. That done, he takes his bride about the neck and kissed her lips with such a clamorous smack that at the parting all the church did echo. And I, seeing that, came thence for very shame. But after me, I know the rout is coming. Such a mad marriage there never was. But hark, hark, I hear the minstrels play.
Gentlemen and friends, I thank you for your pains. I know you think to dine with me today, and have prepared great store of wedding cheer. But so it is. My haste doth call me hence, and therefore here I mean to take my leave.
It's possible you will await tonight.
I must await today. Make it no wonder. If you knew my business, you would entreat me go, rather stay. And, honest company, I thank you all that have beheld me give away myself to this most patient, sweet, and virtuous wife. Dine with my father, drink a health to me, for I must hence, and farewell to you all.
Let us entreat you stay till after dinner.
It may not be.
Let me entreat you.
It cannot be.
Let me entreat you.
I am content.
Are you content to stay?
I am content you shall entreat me stay, but yet not entreat me stay how you can.
Now, if you love me, stay.
Romeo! My horse!
Aye, sir, they'll be ready. Dios have it and the horses.
No. What hast thou to do? I will not go today. No, nor tomorrow. Not till I please myself. The door is there, sir. There lies your way. You may be jogging while your boots are green. For me, I'll not be gone till I please myself. 'Tis likely you'll prove a jolly surly groom that tries it on the first so roundly.
Kate, content thee, prithee, be not angry.
Oh, I will be angry. What hast thou to do? My father, be quiet. He shall stay my leisure.
Marry, sir, now it begins to work.
Gentlemen, forward to the bridal dinner. I see a woman may be made a fool if she hath not spirit to resist.
They shall go forward, Kate, at thy command. Obey the bride, you that attend on her. Go to the feast, revel and domineer. Carouse full measure to her maidenhead. Be mad and merry. Oh, go hang yourselves. But for my bonny Kate, she must with me. No, look not big, no stamp, no stare, no fret. I will be master of what is mine own. She's my goods, my chattels. She's my house, my household stuff. She's my field, my barn, my horse, my ox, my ass, my anything. touch her whoever dare. I will bring the proudest action on he who stops my way to Padua! Romeo! Draw forth thy weapon! We are beset with thieves. Rescue thy mistress, if thou be a man. Fear not, sweet wench. They shall not touch thee, Kate. I will buckler thee against a million!
No!
Nay, let them go. A couple of quiet ones.
When they not quickly, I could die laughing.
Of all mad matches, never was the like.
Mistress, what's your opinion of your sister?
That being mad herself, she's madly mated.
No. I warrant him. Petruchio is Katie.
Fine. On all tired jades, all mad masters, all foul ways. Was ever man so beaten? Was ever man so red? Was ever man so weary? I've sent before to make a fire and they are coming after to warm them. Here I'm not, a little pot and soon hot. My very lips might freeze to my teeth. My tongue to the roof of my mouth. My heart in my belly. Here I should come by a fire to thaw me. But I, with blowing the fire, should warm myself. For considering the weather, a taller man than I will take cold. Hola ho! Curtis!
Who is it that calls so coldly? Whoa!
A piece of ice. If thou doubt it, thou mayst slide from my shoulder to my heel, with no greater around but my head and my neck. A fire good, Curtis. Why terror for fire? For I caught extreme cold. Where is the cook? It's supper ready. House trim, rushes, through cupboard, sir. Serving men the new fashion. White stockings, every officer in his wedding garment on. Be the jacks fair within, the Jills fair without. Carpets laid, everything in order.
All is ready, and therefore, what news?
Oh. Thou shouldst have heard how her horse fell, and she under the horse. Thou shouldst have heard how miry a place, how she was bemoiled, how he left her with the horse upon her, how he beat me because her horse stumbled, how he swore, how she prayed and never prayed before, how I cried, how the horses ran away, how her bridle was burst, how I lost my crupper with many things of worthy memory, then thou should die in oblivion, and thou return unexperienced to thy grave.
On this reckoning, he is more shrewd than she is.
Aye, and that thou in the proudest of you all shall find when he comes home. Romeo! Oh, thank you, my master.
Where be these knaves? man at door to hold my stirrup, nor to take my horse. What? No attendance? No regard? No duty? Where is the foolish knave I sent before?
Here, sir. As foolish as I was before.
You peasant swain. You horse, son, malt horse, druds! Did I not tell thee, meet me in the park, and bring along these rascal knives with thee?
Nathaniel's coat, sir, was not fully made, and Gabriel's palms were all unpicked on the hill. There was no leaf to color Peter set, and Walter's dagger was not come out from shearing. There were none fine but Adam, Ralph, and Gregory. The rest were ragged, old, beggarly. Yet as they are, here are they come to meet you.
Go, rascals, go, and fetch my supper in. Praise the life that late I led. Where are those? Ah, my lovely bride. Come, sit. My sweet Kate, and welcome. Sound. Food? Food! What? When, I say? Nay, good sweet Kate, be merry. Off with my boots, you rogues! You villains! When? It was the friar of waters grey as he... Ah! You pluck my foot awry! Take that! And meant the plucking of the other. Be merry, sweet Kate. Shall I have some water? What? Where's my spaniel? Trollus. Sirrah, get you hence, and bid my cousin Ferdinand to come. One Kate that you must kiss and be acquainted with. Where are my slippers? Shall I have some water? Come, Kate, and wash, and welcome hardly. You whoresome villain, will you let it fall?
Patience, I pray, 'twas a fault unwilling.
A whoresome beetle-headed flap-eared knave! Come, Kate. I know you have a stomach. Sit. Will you give thanks, sweet Kate? Or else shall I? O God.
Oh, God.
Bless our meat, guide our ways, and grant us grace. Amen.
Amen.
Ah, stop, I forgot. Amen.
Amen.
What's this? Mutton?
Aye, it is mutton.
Who brought it?
I, sir.
'Tis burned!
No!
And so is all the meat! What dogs are these? Where's the rascal cook? How durst you villains bring it from the dresser and serve it thus to me that love it not? I tell you, I'll be with you straight, you heedless joltheads and unmannered slaves!
I pray you, be not so disquiet. The meat was good, if you were so contented.
I tell you, sweet Kate, it was burned and dried away, and I am expressly forbid to touch it, for it engenders choler, planteth anger, and better 'twere that both of us did fast, since of ourselves are choleric, than feed it with such over-roasted flesh. Be patient. Tomorrow it shall be mended, and for this night we will fast for company. Come, I will bring thee to thy bridal chamber. Thus have I politically begun my reign, and 'tis my hope to end successfully. My falcon now is sharp and passing empty, and till she stoop, she must not be full gorged, for then she never looks upon her lure. Another way I have to man my haggard, to make her come and know her keeper's call. That is, to watch her as we watch these kites, that bait and beat and will not be obedient. She eat no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not. As with the meat, some undeserved fault I will find about the making of the bed. And here I fling the pillow, there the bolster, this way the coverlet, another way the sheets. Aye, and amid this hurly I intend that all is done in reverent care of her. And in conclusion, she shall watch all night, and if she chance to not, I will rail and brawl, and with the clamor keep her still awake. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness. And thus I will curb her mad and headstrong humor. He that knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak. 'Tis charity to show.
Is it possible, friend Lizio, that Mistress Bianca doth fancy any other but Lucentio? I tell you, sir, she bears me fair in hand.
Well, sir, to satisfy you in what I have said, stand by and mark the manner of his teaching.
Now, mistress, profit you in what you read?
What master read you? First resolve me that.
I read that I profess the art to love.
And may you prove, sir, master of your art.
While you, sweet dear, prove mistress of my heart.
Quick proceeders, Mary. Now tell me, I pray, you that durst swear your mistress Bianca loved none in the world so much as Lucentio?
Oh, despiteful love! Unconstant womankind! I tell thee, Lizio, this is wonderful.
Well, mistake me no more, for I am not Lizio, nor a musician as I seem to be, but one that is scorned to live in this disguise. For such a one as leaves a gentleman and makes a god of such a cullion, know, sir, that I am called Hortensio.
Signor Hortensio, I have often heard of your entire affection to Bianca. And since mine eyes are witness to this likeness, I will with you, if you be so content, forswear Bianca and her love forever.
You see how they kiss in court? Signor Lucentio, here's my hand. And here I firmly vow, never to woo her no more, but do forswear her, as one unworthy of all the former favor that I have fondly flattered her withal.
Mistress Bianca, bless you with such grace as longeth to a lover's blessed case. Nay, gentle love, I have taken you napping, and have forsworn you with Hortensio.
Tranio, you jest. But have you both forsworn me?
Mistress, we have.
Ah, then we are rid of Licio.
In faith, he'll have a lusty widow now that shall be wooed and wedded in a day.
God give him joy.
Oh, Master?
Huh?
Master. I've watched all night, I'm dog weary. But, alas, I spied an ancient angel coming down the hill. Will serve the part.
What is he, Biondello?
Master, a mercantante, or a pedant, I know not what, but format, in apparel, in gait, and countenance, surely like a father.
And what of him, Tranio?
If he be credulous, and trust my tale, I'll make him glad to seem Vincencio, and make assurance to Baptista Manola, as if he were the right Vincencio. Take in your love and let me alone.
God save you, sir.
And you, sir. You are welcome. Travel you far on, or are you at your farthest?
Sir, had my farthest for a week or two, and then up farther, as far as Rome, and so to Tripoli, if God lend me life.
Of what countryman, I pray?
Of Mantua, sir.
Of Mantua? And come to Padua, careless for your life.
My life, sir? How, I say? For that goes hard.
'Tis death for anyone in Mantua to come to Padua. Know you not the cause? Your ships are stayed at Venice, and the Duke, for private quarrel twixt your Duke and him, hath published and proclaimed it openly. 'Tis a wonder, but you are newly come. You might have heard it else proclaimed about.
Alas, sir, it is worse for me than so, for I have bills of money for exchange from Florence. I must here deliver them.
Well, to do you courtesy, this will I do, and this I will advise. But first, have you ever been at Pisa?
Pisa, I have often been. Pisa, renowned for grave citizens.
And know you among them one Vincencio?
I know him not, but I have heard of him. A merchant of incomparable wealth.
He is my father, sir, and, sooth to say, in countenance somewhat doth resemble you.
As much an apple doth an oyster.
To save your life in this extremity, this favor will I do you for his sake, and think it not the worst of in your fortunes that you are like to Sir Vincencio. His name and credit shall you undertake, and in my house you shall be friendly lodged. Look that you take upon you as you should, you understand me, sir. So shall you stay till you have done your business in the city. If this be courtesy, sir, accept of it.
Oh, sir, I do, and will repute you ever the patron of my life and liberty.
Then go with me to make the matter good. This, by the way, I let you understand. My father is here looked for every day to pass assurance of a dower in marriage, twixt me and one Baptista's daughter here. In all these circumstances, I will instruct you. Go with me to clothe you as becomes you.
No. Forsooth, I dare not for my life.
The more my wrong, the more his spite appears. What? Did he marry me just to famish me? Beggars that come unto my father's door, upon entreaty are given present aims. If not elsewhere, they meet with kindness. But I, who never needed to entreat, or never knew how to entreat, am starved for meat, giddy for lack of sleep, and with oaths kept waking, and with brawling fed. But that which spites me more than all these wants, he does so under the name of perfect love. As who should say if I should eat or sleep, 'twere deadly sickness or present death. I prithee, go, get me some repast. I care not what, just be it wholesome food.
What say you to a neat's foot?
'Tis passing good. I prithee let me have it.
I fear 'tis cholerica meat. What say you to a fat tripe finely broiled?
Oh, I like it well. Fetch it me.
I cannot tell. I fear 'tis choleric. What say you to a piece of beef and mustard?
Oh, a dish that I do love to feed upon.
Aye, but the mustard is too hot a little.
Oh, just the beef. Let the mustard rest.
Nay, you shall have the mustard, or else you get no beef of grumio.
Oh. Then both, or one, or anything thou wilt.
Why then, the mustard without the beef.
Go! Get me gone! Thou false deluding slave! Thou feedest me with the very name of meat! A sorrow on thee! And a pack of thee that triumph thus upon my misery! Oh, go get me gone, I say!
How fares my Kate? What sweeting, all amort?
Mistress, what cheer?
Faith, as cold as can be.
Pluck up thy spirits. Look cheerfully upon me. Here, love, thou seest how diligent I am to dress thy meat myself. I'm sure, sweet Kate, this kindness merits thanks. What? Not a word? Nay, then thou lovest it not, and all my pains is sorted to no proof. Here, take away this dish.
Why, prithee, let it stand.
The poorest service is repaid with thanks, and so shall mine before you touch the meat.
Why, thank you, sir.
Signor Petruchio, fie, you are to blame. Come, Mistress Kate, I'll bear you company.
Eat it up all, Hortensio, if thou lovest me. Much good, do it unto thy gentle heart. Okay, eat a pace. And now, my honey love, we will return unto thy father's house, to revel it as bravely as the best, with silken coats and caps and golden rings, with ruffs and cuffs, farthingales and things, with scarves and fans and double change of bravery, with ember bracelets, beats, and all this knavery. What hast thou dined? The tailor stays thy leisure to dress thy body with his ruffling treasure. Come, tailor, let us see these ornaments. Lay forth the gown. What news with you, sir?
Here is the cup your worship did bespeak.
Why, this was moulded on a porringer. A velvet dish, fie, 'tis lewd and filthy. 'Tis a cockle, a walnut shell, a nick, a toy, a trick, a baby's cap. Away with it! Let me have it bigger.
I will have no bigger. This doth fit the fashion of the time, and gentle women wear such caps as these.
When you are gentle, you shall have one too. And not till then.
That will not be in haste.
Well, sir, I trust I may have leave to speak, and speak I will. I'm no child, no babe. Your betters have endured me speak my mind, and if you cannot, best stop your ears. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else concealing it, my heart will break. And rather than it shall, I shall be free unto the uttermost as I please in words.
I love thee well, in that thou likest it not. I mean, it is a paltry cap, a custard coffin, a bauble.
Oh, love me or love me not, I like the cap, and I will have it, or I will have none.
Thy gown? Why, aye. Come, tailor, let's see it. Oh, mercy God, what masking stuff is here? What's this? A sleeve? 'Tis like a demi-cannon. What, up, down, carved like an apple tart? And here's a snip and nip and cut and slish and slash. Like to a censer in a barber shop. Why? What the devil's name, tailor, calls thou this?
I see she will have neither cap nor gown.
You bid me make it orderly and well, according to the fashion and the time.
Merry, and did. But if you be remembered, I did not bid thee mar it to the time. Go, hop me over every kennel home, for you shall hop without my custom, sir. I will have none of it. Hence, make your best of it.
I have never seen a better fashion gown, more quaint, more pleasing, nor more commendable. Belike you mean to make a puppet out of me.
Why, true, he means to make a puppet out of thee.
She says your worship means to make a puppet of her.
Oh, monstrous arrogance! Thou liest! Thou threat! Thou thimble! Thou yard! 3/4, half-yard, quarter, nail! Thou flea! Thou nit! Thou winter cricket! Thou braved in my own house with the skein of threat! Away! Thou rag! Thou quantity! Thou remnant! Or I shall so bemeet thee with thy yard, as thou shalt think on prating whilst thou livest. I tell you, that thou hast marred her gown.
Your worship is deceived. The gown is made just as my master had direction. Grumio gave order. Grumio gave order how it should be done.
I gave him no order. I gave him the stuff.
But how did you desire it should be made?
Mary, sir, with needle and thread.
But did you not request to have it cut?
Thou hast faced many things.
I have.
Face not me. Thou hast braved many men. Brave not me. I will neither be faced nor brave. I say unto thee, I bid thy master cut out the gown, but I did not beat it, cut it to pieces. Ergo, thou liest.
Why? Here is a note of the fashion to testify.
Read it.
The no line is throat if he says so.
Imprimus, a loose-bodied gown.
Imprimus, a loose-bodied gown. Master, if I ever said imprimus, a loose-bodied gown, sew me the skirts of it and beat me to death with the bottom of brown thread. I said a gown.
Proceed.
With a small compass cape.
I confess the cape.
With a trunk sleeve.
I confess 2 sleeves.
The sleeve curiously cut.
Aye, there's the villainy.
Error write the bill, sir. Error write the bill. I commanded the sleeves to be cut out and sewed up again. And I prove upon thee, though thy little finger be armed in a timber.
This is true that I say, and I had thee in place where thou should knowest.
I am for this straight. Take down the bill, give me time in there, and spare rapid.
God of mercy, Kourion, he shall have no odds.
Well, sir, in brief, the gown is not for me.
You're right, sir. You're right. It's for my mistress.
Go, take it up unto thy master's use.
Take down my mistress' gown for thy master's use.
Why? What's your conceit in that?
Oh, sir, the conceit is deeper than you think for. Take down my mistress' gown for thy master's use. So 5.
Hortensio, say thou wilt see the tailor paint. Go, take it hence. Be gone and say no more.
Tailor, I'll pay thee for thy gown tomorrow. Take no unkindness to his hasty words. Away, I say, commend me to thy master.
Well, come, my Kate. We will return unto thy father, even in this honest, mean habiliments. For our purses shall be proud, and our garments poor. For 'tis the mind that makes the body rich. And as the sun breaks through the darkest clouds, so honor peereth in the meanest habit. What, is the jay more precious than the lark, because his feathers are more beautiful? Or is the adder better than the eel, because his painted skin contains the eye? Oh no, good Kate, neither art thou the worse for this poor furniture and mean array. If thou account'st it shame, lay it on me. And therefore, frolic, we will hence forthwith to feast and sport us at thy father's house. Go call my men, and let us straight to him, and bring our horses unto Long Lane End. There we will mount, and thither walk on foot. Let's see, I think 'tis now some 7 o'clock, and maybe we will be there by dinner time.
I dare assure you, sir, 'tis almost 2, and 'twill be supper time ere you come there.
It shall be 7 ere I go to horse. Look, what I speak, or do, or think to do, you are still crossing it. Sirs, let alone. I will not go today, and ere I do, it shall be what o'clock I say it is.
Why, so this gallant shall command the sun!
But hast thou done thy errand to Baptista?
I told him that your father was at Venice, and that you'd look for him this day in Padua.
Thou art a tall fellow. Hold thee that to drink. But here comes Signor Baptista. Set your countenance, sir. Senor Baptista, you are happily met. So, this is the gentleman I told you of. I pray you stand good father to me now. Give me Bianca for my patrimony.
So, son, sir, by your leave, having come to Padua to gather in some debts, my son, Lucentio, made me acquainted with a weighty cause of love between your daughter and himself. And for the good report I hear of you, sir, and for the love he beareth your daughter, and she for him, I am content in a good father's care to have him matched. And if you should care upon some agreement, me shall you find ready and willing to have her so bestowed. For curious, I cannot be with you, Signor Baptista, of whom I hear so well.
Pardon me, sir, in what I have to say. Your plainness and your shortness please me well. Right true it is, your son Lucentio here doth love my daughter, and she loveth him, or else both dissemble deeply their affection. And therefore, if you will say no more, and as a father, deal with him, and pass my daughter a sufficient dower, the match is made, and all is done. Your son shall have my daughter with consent.
I thank you, sir. Where then do you know we best be affied, and such assurance is taken, as shall with either part's agreement stand?
Not in my house, for pictures have ears, and I have many servants. Besides, old Gremio is hearkening still, and haply we might be interrupted.
Then at my lodging, an it like you. There doth my father lie, and there this night will pass the business privately and well. Send for your daughter by my servant here. My boy shall fetch the scrivenger presently. The worst is this, that at so slender warning, you're like to have a thin and slender pittance.
It likes me well. Hie you home, Biondello, and bid my daughter Bianca to make her ready straight. And if you will, tell her what hath happened, how Lucentio's father is arrived in Padua, and how she's like to be Lucentio's wife.
I pray the gods she may, with all my heart.
Dally not with the gods, but get thee gone. Senor Baptista, shall I lead the way?
Cambio!
What sayest thou, Biondello?
Then thus, Baptista is safe, talking with the deceiving father of a deceitful son.
And what of him?
His daughter is to be brought by you to the supper.
And then?
The old priest at St. Luke's Church is at your command at all hours.
And what of all this?
I cannot tell. Expect that they are busied about a counterfeit assurance. Take you assurance of her. Cum privilegio ad imprimentum sullum. To the church, take the priest, clerk, and some sufficient honest witnesses. If this not be what you look for, I have nothing more to say, but bid Bianca farewell, forever and a day.
Come on. Good God, once more towards your fathers. Ah, good Lord, how bright and goodly shines the moon.
The moon? The sun? 'Tis not moonlight now.
I say, it is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now by my mother's son, and that's myself, it shall be moon or star or what I list, or ere I journey to your father's house. Come on, fetch our horses back again. Evermore crossed and crossed, nothing but crossed.
Say as he says, or we shall never go.
Forward, I pray, since we have come so far. And be it moon or sun, or anything thou please, and if you please to call it a rush candle. Henceforth it shall be so for me.
Petruchio, go thy ways. The field is won.
I say it is the moon.
Well, I know it is the moon.
Nay, and thou liest. It is the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed. It is the blessed sun. Oh, but sun it is not, when you say it is not. And the moon changes, even as your mind. That which we shall have it named, even such it is. And henceforth it shall be so for Katerina.
Well, forward. Thus the bowl should run, and not unluckily against the bias. But soft, company is coming here. Good morrow, gentle mistress. Where away? Tell me, sweet Kate, and tell me truly too. Hast thou beheld a fresher gentlewoman? Such war of white and red within her cheeks. What stars do spangle heaven with such beauty as those two eyes become that heavenly face? Oh, fair lovely maid, once more, good day to thee. Tell me, sweet Kate, bless her for her beauty's sake.
Will make a man mad to make a woman of him.
Young, budding virgin. Fresh and fair and sweet. Whither away? Or where is thy abode? Happy the parents of so fair a child. Happier still the fellow for whom fair stars allot thee for his bedfellow.
How, Kate, I hope thou art not mad. This is a man. Old, wrinkled, faded, withered, and not a maiden as thou say'st it is.
Pardon, sweet father, my mistaking eyes that have been so bedazzled by the sun. That everything I peer on seemeth green. I now perceive that thou art a reverend father. Pardon my mad mistaking.
Do, good old grandsire, and withal make known which way thou travelst. If along with us, we shall be joyful of thy company.
Fair sir, you, my merry mistress, which with such strange acquaintance we made, you quite amazed me. My name is called Vincentio. My dwelling, Pisa, and bound I am for Padua, there to visit a son of mine that long I have not seen.
What is his name?
Lucentio, gentle sir.
Happily we met, the happier for thy son. And now, by law, as well as reverend age, I may entitle thee my loving father.
What?
The sister to my wife, this gentlewoman, thy son by this half merit. Wonder not, nor be grieved. She is of good esteem, her dowry wealthy, and of worthy birth. Beside, so qualified as may be seen, the spouse of every noble gentleman. Let me embrace with old Vincentio, and wander we to see thy honest son, which by thy arrival be full joyous.
But is this true, or else is it your pleasure, like pleasant travellers, to break a jest on those whose company you overtake?
I do assure thee, father, so it is.
Come along and see the truth hereof, for our first merriment hath made thee jealous.
Well, Petruchio, this has put me in heart. Have to my widow, and if she be froward, then hast thou taught Hortensio to be untoward.
Lucentio's house. My father's bears more toward the marketplace. Thither must I, and here I leave you, sir.
Oh, you shall not choose but drink before you go. I think I may command your welcome here, and in all likelihood, some cheer may be toward.
They are busy within. You had best not louder.
What's he that knocks as he would beat down the gate?
Is Signor Lucentio within, sir?
He's within, sir, but not to be spoken withal.
What if a man were to bring £100 or two to make merry withal? Huh?
Keep your £100 yourself, sir. He shall need none as long as I shall live.
Nay, I told you, your son was well beloved in Padua. Do you hear, sir? To leave frivolous circumstances, I pray you, tell Signor Lucentio that his father has arrived from Pisa, and is here at the door to speak with him.
Thou liest. His father is here in Padua, and he's looking out of the window.
Art thou his father?
Aye, sir. So his mother says, if I may believe her.
Oh, now, gentlemen, this is flat knavery to take upon you another man's name.
Lay hands on the man. I believe he means a cousin somebody in this city under my countenance.
I've seen them in the church together. God send them good shipping. Who's here? My old master Vincenzio. Now we're undone and brought to nothing.
Call forth an officer to carry this mad knave to the jail.
Nay. Carry me to the jail, Tranio!
Stay off, sir. He shall not go to prison.
Talk no more, Signor Gremio. I say he shall go to prison.
Take heed, Signor Baptista, lest you be coney-catched in this business. I dare say this is the true Vincenzio.
Swear if thou darest.
I dare not swear.
Then thou would best say that I am not the right Lucentio.
I know thee to be the right Lucentio.
Away with the dodard, to jail with him.
Thus, as strangers, hailed and abused, what monstrous villainy!
Oh, spoiled we are, and yonder he is. Deny him, forswear him, or else we're all undone.
Pardon, sweet father!
Lives my sweet son!
Pardon, dear father!
How hast thou offended? Where is Lucentio?
Here's Lucentio, right son to the right Vincenzio, that have by marriage made thy daughter mine, while counterfeit supposes bleared thy nine.
Here is packing with a witness to deceive us all.
Where is that damned villain Tranio that faced and faced me in this business so?
Where is my cambio?
Cambio is changed into Lucentio?
Love wrought these miracles. Bianca's love made me exchange my state with Tranio, while he did bear my countenance in the town, and I have arrived at the last unto the wished haven of my bliss. What Tranio did, myself enforced him to. Then pardon him, dear father, for my sake.
I'll slit the villain's nose that would have sent me to the jail.
Pardon me, sir. Hast thou married my daughter without asking my goodwill?
Fear not, Baptista. We shall content you, go to, but I will aim to see revenge on all this villainy.
And I, to sound the depth of this knavery.
Look not pale, Bianca, thy father will not frown.
My cake is all dough, but I will within, out of hope of all, but my share of the feast.
Come on, husband. Let's follow and see the end of this ado.
First, kiss me, Kate, and we will.
What? In the middle of the street?
What? Art thou ashamed of me?
Oh, no, God forbid. But ashamed to kiss.
Why then, let's home again. Come, Sirrah, let's away.
Nay, then. I will give you a kiss. Now pray thee, love, stay.
Is this not well? Come, my sweet Kate. Better once than never, for never too late.
At last, though long, our jarring notes agree. And time it is when raging war is done, to smile at scapes and perils overblown. My fair Bianca, bid my father welcome, while I with self-same kindness welcome thine. Brother Petruchio, sister Caterina, and thou, Hortensio, with thy loving widow. Feast with the best, and welcome to my house, for my banquet is to close our stomachs up after our great good cheer. Pray you, Sit down, for now we sit to chat as well as eat.
Nothing but sit and eat and eat.
Padua affords you this kindness, son Petruchio.
Padua affords nothing but what is kind.
For both our sakes, I would that word were true.
Now, for my life, Hortensio fears his widow.
Never trust me if I be afeard.
You are very sensible, and yet you miss my sense. I said, Hortensio is afeard of you.
A man that is giddy thinks 'tis the world goes round.
He that is giddy thinks the world turns round. I pray you, what do you mean by that?
Your husband, being saddled with a shrew, judges my husband's sorrows by his own woes. Now you know my meaning.
A very mean meaning.
I mean you.
And I am mean indeed. Respecting you.
To her, Kate.
To her widow.
100 marks, my Kate, thus put her down.
That's my office.
Spoke like an officer. Hard to thee, lad.
How likes Gremio these quick-witted folks?
Believe me, sir, they butt together well.
Head and butt. A hasty-witted body would say your head and butt were head and horn.
Aye, Mistress Bride, has that awakened thee?
Aye, but not frightened me. Therefore I'll sleep again.
Nay, that you shall not. Since you are awake, have it you a bit of jest or two.
Am I your bird? I mean to shift my bush, and pursue me as you draw your bow. You're welcome all.
She hath prevented me. Here, Sir Tranio, this bird you aimed at, though you hit her not. And therefore, a health to all that shot and missed.
Oh, sir, Lucentio slipped me like his greyhound, which runs himself and catches for his master.
A good swift simile, yet something cherished.
'Tis good, sir, you hunted for yourself. 'Tis thought your deer does hold you at bay.
Oh, Petruchio, Tranio hits you now.
I thank thee for that gird, good Tranio.
Confess, confess, hath he not hit you here?
As little galled me, I confess. And as this jest did lens away from me, 'tis 10 to 1 it maimed you two outright.
In good sadness, son Petruchio, methinks thou hast the veriest shrew of all.
Well, I say no. And therefore, for assurance, let's each one send unto his wife, and he whose wife is most obedient, to come at first, when he doth send for her, shall win the wager, which we will propose.
Content, what is the wager?
20 crowns.
20 crowns? I will venture so much of my hawk or hound, but 20 times as much upon my wife.
100 then.
Content.
'Tis a match, 'tis done.
Who shall begin?
That will I. Biendello, go bid your mistress come to me.
I go.
Son, I'll be your half. Bianca comes.
I'll have no halves. I'll bear it all myself. How now? What news?
Master, my mistress sends you word. She is busy and cannot come.
She is busy and she cannot come. Is that an answer?
Aye, and a kind one. I pray your wife send you not worse.
I hope better.
Sirrah, Biendello, go and entreat my wife, and tell her to come to me forthwith.
Oh, entreat her. Nay, then she must needs come.
I'm afraid, sir, do what you can. Yours will not be entreated. Now, where's my wife?
She says you have some goodly jest in hand. She will not come. She bids you go to her.
Oh, worse and worse. Oh, vile, intolerable, not to be endured. Oh, hurrah, Romeo! Go to thy mistress, saying I command her to come to me.
I know what she'll say.
What?
She will not.
The foul of fortune mine, and there an end.
By my holy dame, here comes Katharina.
What is your will, sir, that you do call for me?
Where's your sister and Hortensio's wife?
They sit conferring by the parlor fire.
Go fetch them hither. If they deny to come, swinge them me soundly forth unto their husbands. Go, away, I say, and bring them hither straight.
Here is a wonder, if you talk of a wonder.
Yes, I wonder what it bodes.
Merry, peace it bodes, and love, and quiet life, and awful right, and rule, and supremacy. And, to be short, what's not that's sweet and happy?
Now fair before you, good Petruchio, the wager thou hast won. And to their losses, I will add 20,000 crowns. Another dowry for another daughter, for she is changed like she had never been.
Nay, I will win the wager better yet, and show more sign of her obedience, her new built virtue and obedience. See where she brings your froward wives, as prisoners, to her womanly persuasion. Katharina, that cap of yours becomes you not. Off with that bauble. Throw it underfoot.
Lord, never let me sigh, for I should be brought to such a silly pass.
Fie, what a foolish duty call you this!
I would your duty were as foolish too. The wisdom of your duty, fair Bianca, hath cost me 100 crowns since supper time.
The more fool you for laying on my duty!
Katharina, I charge thee, tell these headstrong women what duty they do owe their lords and husbands.
Come, come, you are mocking. There shall be no telling.
Come, I say, and first begin with her.
She shall not.
I say she shall, and first begin with her.
Fie, fie! Unknit that unkind, threatening brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes, to wound thy lord, thy king, thy governor. It blots thy beauty, as frosts do bite the meads, confounds thy fame, as whirlwinds shake fair buds, and is in no sense meet or amiable. A woman moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty. And while she is such, none so dry or thirsty will deign to sip or touch one drop of it. Thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign, one that cares for thee, and for this maintenance commits his body to painful labor, both by sea and land, to watch the day in cold, the night in storms, while thou liest warm at home, safe and secure. And for this tribute claims no other debt than love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for such great a debt. Even such duty as the subject owes a prince. Even such a woman oweth to her husband. And when she is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will. What is she? But a foul, contenting rebel and graceless traitor to her loving lord.
Yeah.
I am ashamed that women are so simple to offer war when they should kneel for peace, to seek for rule, supremacy, and sway when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies soft and weak and smooth, unapt to trouble and toil in this world, but that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Come, come, you froward, unable worms.
Oh.
My mind hath been as big as one of yours. My heart is great. My reason, haply more. To bandy word for word and frown for frown. But now I see, our lances are but straws, our strength as weak, our weakness past compare, that seeming to be most, which we least are. Unveil your stomachs, for it is no boot, and lay your hand beneath your husband's foot, in token of which duty, if he please, my hand is ready. May it do him ease.
Why, there's a wench! Come, kiss me, Kate.
Hey!